If your routine falls apart the minute that life gets stressful, or if you feel like you're constantly starting again every Monday, you're feeling overwhelmed, I really need you to listen to this, because this is not a discipline issue. It's definitely not a willpower issue. Okay, like most routines and most plans are built for those perfect weeks. Those times like everything's good, everything's okay, but life rarely gives us those if you think about it. Like we've got responsibilities, there's stuff going on. So today, I'm going to share with you my anchor point method. It's the tool that I created to use for my neurodivergent and very overwhelmed and stressed clients to help them stay grounded without having that like soul crushing weight of that rigid schedule. So today, let's find out all about those anchor points. So the myth of the perfect week. Let's think about it honestly. Like, when has a week been perfect with nothing coming up that was unexpected? Doesn't really happen, does it? We've got busy lives. But we're told that success is about consistency, but that usually translates to perfection. But life is inconsistent, okay? Between work, between stress, fluctuating hormones as well, family demands, responsibility, maybe elderly parents as well, and the mental load of just being a human being. That perfect routine is actually a trap, especially for all my neurodivergent friends out there. That all or nothing spiral is real, that perfectionism, wanting everything to be perfect and right. So when one thing goes wrong, the whole day feels like it's ruined. You don't need more motivation, and that's not something that often comes up when I speak to people. They're like, I just need more motivation, I just need to be more disciplined. That is not the answer. You need a system that survives the chaos, okay? You need to learn how to build that resilience. So, what is an anchor point? Unlike a routine, which is like a sequence of events you have to follow, like, you've got your schedule, that routine. That's not what anchor points is, okay? An anchor point is a single, grounding, repeatable moment. Think of a boat in a storm, and that boat like still tosses and turns, but the anchor stops it from drifting out to sea. Okay, like if you visualize that, this is going to help, because anchor points, they don't collapse when life changes. Okay, they stay there. They are the non-negotiables that really hold you when everything else feels messy. When all the chaos, when you've got busy schedules, when everything's going around, they're the things that can anchor you and help keep you grounded and look after your own mental well-being. But they are not about doing more, okay? They're about feeling safe. So I want to talk about like the science around this and the science of safety and why does this work? Because it's not just a lifestyle hack, okay? I want to talk to you like about the science behind it. So first of all, it reduces decision fatigue. Your brain doesn't have to decide what to do when things get hard. The anchor is already there. You already have it in place. Okay, number 2, nervous system regulation. So it provides that predictability, which we all need when life is chaotic, because it tells your brain, I'm safe. Okay, we need that predictability, and we need that feeling safe. Okay, so it also breaks out all or nothing thinking. If you miss a routine, like you feel like you failed, because you've been told that consistency means the same thing every single day, every single week, and that's not the case. So when you miss something or it doesn't go quite right, you feel like you failed. But if you have that anchor, it's always there waiting for you to grab onto it. And for my clients who struggle with emotional eating or spiraling, when structure disappears, these anchors provide like the floor, so you don't fall as far, which is so important. I want to talk about this as well, like anchor meals, which is a bit of an anti-diet. approach, and it's something that really, really helps a lot of my clients that do struggle around food, maybe having fear foods as well, or like certain foods that are good and bad and labeling all that stuff. So this is a very anti-diet approach, because I'm an anti-diet coach, and this is where it gets really powerful. These anchor meals. In the diet world, we're told that constantly to optimize our food. But when you're overwhelmed, like, optimizing is exhausting. Maybe you can't think about things, you don't know what to have, like it's a bit too much. Obviously, that decision fatigue comes in. So anchor meals are really safe, familiar, low friction meals that you can rely on when your brain is really loud. So that they can be a number of things. And like I always say to my clients, think of the things that ground you. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel safe? It might be a specific breakfast or a reliable like sandwich. Like, it's not about getting it right or about control. It's about self-care. It prevents the skip overeat guilt cycle by ensuring that you're fed, even when you're stressed or overwhelmed. So anchor meals are not about restriction. They are about relatability, they're about familiarity, and they are safe foods that you can go back to. My personal anchors, I've got a few, like, to give you an idea. They're really simple, like they don't need to be overthought about. They're not aesthetic or intense or that perfect like lifestyle. But for me, morning movement is really important. So it doesn't have to be some grueling workout, like depending on how I'm feeling, but getting in some kind of movement for my body so I can check in, that always makes me feel good. So that's, like, for me, that's a non-negotiable. But like I said, that can look different every time. That doesn't necessarily mean going to the gym. It could mean something else depending on whatever's going on at that moment. Regular meals too. Like, even if it is an anchor meal, like, I prioritize the active eating. So having my regular 3 meals a day. Another thing is walk with Bodhi, my little staffy dog. she's like a very big anchor point for me. So those walks, taking a moment, like, they're just like to myself. It's really important I get out, take a break, and spend that time away from my laptop. And again, that's part of something that helps me feel grounded. But yours will look completely different, and that's the point. Like, your anchors should support your life, not take over it, and not be someone else's, because what works for one person may not work for another. So think about the things that ground you, the things that make you feel good in your life, the things that are like that non-negotiable. So finding yours, these are some questions that you can ask yourself, like, that can really help. So think about what actually calms you down, not what should calm you down, not what like the influencers tell you should calm you down. What actually calms you down? If that's like rocking it out to like I don't know, like Beastie Boys, that's it. It's all good. What helps you feel like yourself as well? Okay, like that could be something, a hobby or anything like that. What is a doable even on my hardest, most neurospicy day? Like, start small as well. Like 1 or 2 anchors is absolutely plenty. Like, you can always add more later as well, but for now, just find your floor. Like, find what that anchor point is for yourself. If your life does feel a bit chaotic right now as well, or you're struggling to think of your anchor points, like, please don't try and add like some 10-step morning routine to your plate. That's not what it's about. If I actually have an anchor point sheet, a guide, a free guide just for you, and this is exactly what I help with my clients build inside my coaching. It's a system, like I said, a method that I have come up with, especially in my Empower coaching. So if you're ready to stop the starting over again and you want to learn more about these anchor points, I'd love to help you. I've got the link in this bio or below this video to help with building your own anchor points. And of course, if you do want to know more about my coaching, the link is there below as well. But first of all, give it a whirl, see how you get on, and let's make sure you get those non-negotiable anchors in and hold on to them.